80 years ago today, on April 7th, 1945, Operation Tengo took place between Kyushu and Ryukyu Islands. The Japanese battleship Yamato, the largest battleship in the world, and 9 other Japanese warships embarked from Japan for a suicide attack on Allied forces engaged in the Battle of Okinawa. Before the Japanese force could reach Okinawa, U.S. carrier-borne aircraft attacked it, sinking Yamato and 5 other Japanese warships. The battle illustrated both the vulnerability of surface ships without air cover to aerial attack and the superiority of American air power in the Asiatic Pacific theater. Japan's readiness to make tremendous sacrifices and kamikaze attacks to stall the Allied advance on the Japanese home islands was also demonstrated during the conflict. The engagement was also crucial because it allowed American forces to stop Japan from having a major advantage over the Allies at Okinawa. Similar to Operation Downfall, the invading armies would have suffered significant losses if Yamato had been designated as a breached fortification against Allied aerial and naval bombardment of Okinawa. This would also have affected the surrounding infantry support. Historians generally agree with the Allies' initial goal in removing Yamato from the scene was to prepare any subsequent attacks. About 2,700 men went down with the battleship Yamato, and only around 500 survived the massacre. Among those who went down with the Yamato were Admiral Seiichi Ito and Captain Kosaku Aruga. Also, today is the day the Rwandan genocide took place on April 7th, 1994. Armed Hutu militias massacred members of the Tutsi minority ethnic group, as well as some moderate Hutus and Twa over approximately 100 days. Although the Rwandan constitution claims that over 1 million people were massacred during the genocide, it is unclear how many people died. Some estimates indicate that the actual death toll was probably lower. The most widely accepted scholarly estimates are around 500,000 to 800,000 Tutsi deaths. This is one of the examples of genocide, like the Armenian genocide, the Bosnian genocide, and a few others. But Gaza? No. That is not an example of genocide. It's all about playing the victim and brainwashing people to make them think that it was a genocide committed by Israel. But does Israel commit genocide? No. Does Israel murder children? No. And did Israel murder its own citizens? Let me think about it. No. Also on the same day the Rwandan genocide took place, a Federal Express DC-10-30 cargo plane was involved in an attempted suicide hijacking by an off-duty flight engineer by the name of Auburn Calloway. The 3 pilots, Captain Dave Sanders, First Officer Jim Tucker, and Flight Engineer Andrew Peterson, were all wounded by hammer attacks received from Calloway, but they did fight back. They landed the plane safely, and Calloway was found guilty of attempted murder and air piracy and was sentenced to life in prison. Calloway is still locked up in prison, and he will eventually die in prison. It is a sunny day here, and it's cold. Well, today is also my grandfather's birthday from my mom's side. He turned 72 today, and I wish him a very, very wonderful happy birthday. Well, that's all the history updates I have for today, so be sure to subscribe and leave a comment down below and see what kind of history you think. This is Stephen Luke, and I'll see you next time with another history update.